Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, motorcyclist fatally shot by police at the St. Mary's spot check, firearm recovered. A motorcyclist was reportedly shot and killed by the police in St. Mary Monday night during a routine spot check in the Jacks River area of Arakabeso. Dead is 36-year-old Ravanja Somerville, a fisherman of Pineapple District in Oteria, St. Anne. Police reports are that around 8:30 p.m., the St. Mary police were conducting routine spot checks along the Jacks River Main Road when they signaled a motorcycle with two men on board to stop. The motorcyclist complied. However, upon the approach of the police, one of the men allegedly brandished a firearm and pointed it at the lawman. The police reportedly took evasive actions and discharged their service weapons. Somerville was later found with gunshot wounds. He was taken to the Porta Maria Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The police said a firearm was recovered. There was no report of any lawmen being injured in the incident. 3 arrested in connection to missing woman found dead in Clarendon cesspit. The police have arrested 2 men and a woman in connection to the murder of Derica Rogers, who was reported missing and subsequently found dead in a cesspit in Milk River, Clarendon on Sunday. Reports are that about 8 a.m., a police team acting on information searched a premises at D-side in the parish and found the decomposing body of the 21-year-old sales representative in a pit. 3 individuals were then taken into custody. However, their names are being withheld pending further investigations. Omar says Chung should withdraw as FID head. Omar Davies, who was the finance minister when the Financial Investigations Division was formed in 2002, joined his People's National Party comrades in their demonstration against the appointment of Dennis Chung on Monday, voicing support for the party's position, even as he said he has no difficulty with Chung's credentials as a chartered accountant. He should withdraw, Davies told the news. Certain things must not only be right, but they must seem to be right. I know Dennis Chung. He worked with me at what they called Jamaica Ultimate Tire Company. I have no difficulty with his accounting credentials, but this is not simply about accounting. This relates to questions which perhaps lead to criminal charges. I don't know that he is qualified in that regard, Davis said amid scores of PNP supporters protesting the appointment outside the finance ministry at the National Heroes Circle on the same day Chung took up his new role as FID Chief Technical Director. Jamaica Ultimate Tire was incorporated on July 24, 2001 as a wholly owned subsidiary of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company. Its primary role is to supply the JUTC with retreaded and new tires at the most economical rates. The company also markets its products and services to external customers, including other government entities. The other problem, which a lot of people don't know, is that the FID advises the Ministry of Finance in terms of external financial agreements, Davis added on Monday. If another country seeks a follow-up information in that regard, they would contact the Ministry of Finance, and the FID would be the entity which would investigate this. There are some who say there are allegations that relate to overseas transactions. What then happens when those charges are brought to the FID with someone who has declared a position? To prevent placing Chung in a situation where he is compromised, it is best he should withdraw, Davis said. His reference was to the PNP's claim that Chung displayed a bias in his comments on the Integrity Commission's report on the statutory declarations of Prime Minister Andrew Holness. The Commission has recommended that both the FID and the Tax Administration Jamaica examine aspects of Holness's financial affairs. Mark Golding, the PNP president and opposition leader, suggested that Chung's appointment was done to cover Holness. The Prime Minister has problems. The Integrity Commission has investigated him and they are not satisfied with their findings. they have not been able to certify his annual declarations as being in good order. They have referred the matter for further investigation to the Financial Investigations Division, a critical law enforcement investigative agency. There are a whole lot of issues at stake, Golding said. He pointed to a number of issues raised in the Commission's report, among them the fact that companies associated with Holness filed nil returns with the tax department. Golding also raised the questions about the Prime Minister's Positive Jamaica Foundation and said the allegations are of a serious nature. You cannot have a man who is defending the person under investigation being put in charge of the agency that is tasked with doing the investigation. There is clear conflict of interest. There is manifest bias, and furthermore, the very requirements for the post were deliberately watered down so as to facilitate the outcome of his appointment, Golding said. Jamaica must stand up against the erosion of good governance, this defilement of principle, and that is why we are gathered here today to state to the Jamaican people that we do not support this. Time come for good governance in the country. Time come for a government that is above board. Time come for a new government that the people can have trust and confidence in, that can rescue Jamaica from the corruption and the mere of bad governance in which Jamaica is not enmeshed, Golding said. His comments were supported by PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell, who pointed out that 2 years ago, the Integrity Commission reported that 6 parliamentarians were being investigated for illicit enrichment. He said he found it questionable that after the matter was raised in a committee meeting and on other occasions by journalists, a gag order was implemented, preventing people from speaking about it. Father of murdered Clarendon woman upset over police handling of case. The father of the Clarendon woman, whose body was found in a pit at Milk River on Sunday afternoon, is accusing the police of dragging their feet in catching the alleged suspect behind her killing. The deceased, Derrica Rogers, otherwise called Muffy, from Gravel Hill in Clarendon, was last seen on May 27. Her father, Derrick Rogers, said he got information on the whereabouts of the alleged killer and reported it to the police, but he said officers did not move quickly enough to apprehend the suspect.
Made a report, and I tell the police them what happened when me hear, and I turn to the police and I say, me hear that I live down the road, I have a drink. So me could go pick up the man. The police say me can't go pick up the man because me don't sure say the man take away my daughter. So me say, officer, remember, you have up till 72 hours to hold a man, question a man, without charge the man. Them say me can't do that because remember he's a married man. But as me say, if the police them they just move with me at the time, the youth wanna left the scene. If wanna left the car foreign. So they would have questioned him and then they find what happened for this. So maybe at the same time it wanna take so long to find him.
Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.